All right, so Ekon.
Thanks, Destil.
You have cast Spirit Guardians. Yep. This guy passed his saving throw. Are you moving or staying put?
There's no saving throw for Spirit Guardians.
No, but you tried to throw him backwards.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. That's the end of my turn.
Tried to TK him.
Okay. And then it's purple, yes?
He starts in the Spirit Guardians. Now there's a saving throw.
What kind of save?
It's a great question. Let me get the tab open. This is going to be a Wisdom saving throw DC 15.
He passes.
Alright, so he takes half of 3d8 Radiant. Find some 8s. So that would be half of 14 damage that they can have for passing their save, and their speed is halved within the range of the spell.
Well, the thing in the chair does not move, and the Spirit Guardians swing and slash down at it. And it's just like attacking the trunk of a tree. We're not really sure if the tree noticed.
Okay.
I need... Oh, Player's Handbook, I guess, will work. Since I forgot to get my phone from the other room. I'm the worst millennial. My phone's always in another room.
You're a bad millennial.
The worst millennial in the world.
Just be glad you're not a Gen Zer. Then you'd be, like, ostracized and shamed.
Well, then my phone would be surgically grafted to my hand. And I would be able to text using 2 thumbs. I have no idea how people can do that. It makes no sense to me.
Practice.
They do that in the Total Recall remake. People's phones were like integrated into their hand.
I need Ekon to please make me a Constitution saving throw. DC is 20.
That's right, babe. You tell him.
Nope, that's a 14.
You hear words in your mind, the same voice as when the king was speaking, and they don't form a word that you recognize. But no sooner do you hear it than the light dims from your eyes, and you are blinded.
Okay.
Who's next?
Next up, we've got Edmont with Genie on deck.
Edmont, they have decided to attack the oldest and first.
Bonus action. I'm over here now.
Okay. Why?
Yep. I have my new class feature. Shadow Step. When I'm in dim light or darkness, as a bonus action, I can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see. Wait, no, never mind. Brother, need you to turn the light off.
No, that's dim light. I was only 10 feet from.
You're holding a light source.
I'm holding the source of light.
Oh, sure. Might take an action to get rid of the light cantrip. It's not concentration.
But you could drop a spell like as you.
You can end concentration on a spell that you're concentrating on without an action.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
That's the grease problem.
No, it's an action to dismiss light.
Alright then. Do something extremely less cool and doesn't give me an advantage when I get over there.
You just
step in front of my brother, and well, I have to be starting in dim light as well.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's gonna get cracked upside the head.
Okay, not his head.
I know it's his favorite head, but I need to crack it.
It's his favorite head.
I have for you, Mr. Favorite Head, a 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
Pleased to be enjoying 5 points of magical bludgeoning damage because I am now I now have also that class feature lets me just say no more magic weapons needed ever.
Okay.
And then I will key point to dodge. Let's feel them out for a little bit.
Punching this thing's head. Typically when you punch something, or you punch a man especially, like it has flesh and bone and muscle that will move and react to the force of your blow. This thing only reacts in the sense that its entire body turns in the direction of your punch, as though there's no musculature to it, no joints in its neck or shoulders or arms. The arms remained outstretched. It's like punching a pole, a wooden pole, and knocking it slightly askew. And you're dodging there?
Yep.
Okay, who's next?
Got Genie with Orson on deck.
Genie, you are all buried alive, and they have decided this is how they want to go out.
Yeah, seems fair. This room is this room dirt or is this all roots?
Both.
Is the smell still in the air?
Oh, yes. There's more alcoves in this room surrounding the walls, as you can see here, are much more numerous than they were in the preceding tunnels. But yeah, earth and floor and roots.
Genie, if you don't do it, I will.
Can we not blow everyone up? I don't actually want us all to just blow up and die here. That's not the actual plan.
Genie, what is the actual plan?
I'm going to... Well, I don't know if... It's a good thing that I didn't ask for permission for the actual plan.
No one ever does.
I use my action to summon a different turret.
Oh no.
And then...
Genie, no!
And it steps right here. In a 15-foot cone, which I'm assuming... I'm trying to get 15-foot cone. So, centered there, that's all three of these guys?
Sure.
Yeah. I need a DC... Well, first of all, it's fire, so the explosion. But it's a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
One passes and one fails. The two blue ones. I'll let you decide which one passes, which one fails.
Let me see. It is half on damage, yes. So that's 10 points of fire damage.
Okay.
The farthest one passes.
He passes, okay. So he takes 5.
And this does ignite flammable objects.
All right, so I need...
God damn it, Genie.
Oh, Victor was going to light a torch, so it's okay.
Not okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's like, listen, I will not like let this behavior be excused.
No, this is how party
Edmonds,
members die.
Victor and Orson make me a dexterity saving throw. Ekon and Evie make me a dexterity saving throw at advantage.
Orson got a 15.
15 for Edmont.
Victor has a 20.
Evie got a 17.
So Edmont got what?
Ekon also gets a 15.
15. I got a 15.
Victor got what?
20.
Orson got...
15.
And then Ekon and Evie got what?
15.
17.
All right. So it's going to be 16 points of fire damage, which all 5 of you can cut in half for passing your save. Genie, you are shielded from the brunt of the blasts because all of your companions are standing in front of you. So you feel the force of like the shockwave of it, but not actually get burned from your position.
Oh, how convenient.
The two creatures, after the loud earth-shattering boom, the 3 creatures in front of you seem to be on fire now.
Mm-hmm.
Genie, move your stay. Oh, you know what? Your little turret has to make that same save.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, your turret doesn't make any save. It just takes 16 points of damage because it's at the flash point. I'm not going to let it make a saving throw at all.
Okay.
It's also not attended.
It's also not a creature.
Listen.
I made my saving throw to maintain concentration.
There is one set of rules by which all of Dungeons and Dragons 5th editions function, and then there's a second, completely separate set of rules by which this goddamn turret functions. So, Genie, moving your standard put.
I'm fine.
All right, who's next?
After Genie, we've got Orson with white token on deck.
Okay.
You said Orson?
Yeah. Who do you want to attack?
And Orson took how much? It was half of 16, you said?
Correct.
He took 8.
Right. I'm just writing his temp hit points down because everybody had 10 hit points going in here. Okay. And Orson is going to go for Purple Man, I think. Just
Okay.
going straight for the... All right. Spear Strike 1. 12.
Okay.
Does a 12 hit?
Sure.
I don't like the way he said that.
All right. Like okay, I'll just 19 to hit.
Sure.
Like, is Orson getting any like indication this is not doing anything?
It feels exactly like he's stabbing the trunk of a tree, just solid wood.
Oh,
Like
okay.
his spear is finding purchase in the creature sitting on the throne.
All right, I guess he'll just kind of back off.
And then what?
That's it. It's end of his turn, I guess.
Okay, who's next?
Does he get to roll damage?
Sure.
Do you want to roll damage? Want to make you feel better?
I mean, they're on fire. We'll just let them burn for a minute.
Got a white token with Trieste on deck.
Okay, I have to make a couple of rolls on my end.
Oh, there's a white token on there. What?
And now it's Trieste's turn.
Trieste is just going to stand here and dodge.
Dodge in the doorway there.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
Why not ever stay in the alcove and dodge?
We've
In case
got
the alcove closes.
Victor with Evie on deck.
Victor, fix it.
Okay, so everybody's on fire.
Well, no, just the 3 creatures.
So they are creatures.
Perhaps.
Are they objects or creatures, Brookroad?
Maybe.
So, given that Victor has seen something in the purple thing's neck move, can he attack the neck directly?
Sure, if you want.
Can he ram a dagger into the neck?
Sure, if you want.
Can he ram a fire dagger into the neck?
Sure, if you want. You're the one's got your character sheet in front of you. Tell me what you're doing.
Okay, then we're gonna try and ram the fire dagger into his neck.
So bonus
You have
action
to do
to
it
change
standing
your
right
dagger
next to
to
me.
fire.
Bonus action, change to fire.
Okay.
Can you do that somewhere else, please?
Well, his fire dagger doesn't ignite anything. It's just a dagger that deals fire damage. So that's not going to... Also, all of the gas in here has already been ignited.
So yeah, bonus action to change it to fire, and then I guess we will roll to attack.
Okay.
Aiming for the thing that moves. That would be a 21.
21. So yeah, you stab your dagger into the neck of the king in front of you. And there's a thunk as it, like I said, feels exactly like it's stabbing into a tree. Solid wood.
And for what it's worth, that would be 19 points of fire damage.
That's a big number. Moving or staying put?
He's got a GTFO.
Well, you're standing in 2 threat ranges right now.
Oh, goddamn you. I guess he'll stay put.
All right.
He'll man it up.
Who's next?
We've got Evie with blue token on deck.
Okay, so I don't think my dagger can do anything to him.
So that,
Cut
that's
its
it?
head off.
You're just giving up?
Well,
You were talking
Okay.
a minute ago. You were talking all big and bad, being the Duchess and fire and blood and all that stuff. Remember?
Victor yells out to cut his head off.
I guess what we've been seeing is like the vines and the roots have kind of been moving and manipulating everything. Do I see anything like that happening with him?
You don't see any roots or vines lashing up or around this chair at all, or the man sitting in it. The three humanoid figures are completely disconnected from any of the root systems or vines or even the earth itself. Unlike the other monsters you fought in this tree.
That just means the vines are going up his butt.
Gross.
Is the chair on fire?
A little bit. I mean,
Okay, just
you
wondering.
ignited all of the natural gas in the room.
So it's no longer immaculate. Gotcha.
I didn't say that. I just said it's on fire.
Let's see. I feel like Victor's fire damage is a better chance of doing damage than I do.
Nice. What are you doing?
I'm going to use my bonus action to give Victor advantage, and then I'm going to use my action to let Victor attack again. Use my word of command. So now Victor can make another attack.
Against who?
That's probably a good question. Do I decide who he attacks, or does he decide who attacks?
What does the class feature say?
Let me see. Pull that up real quick.
Of course, Solitayre would have to pick the dumb homebrew class.
Starting at second level, you can use your action to allow an ally you can see and who can hear and understand you to make a single weapon attack, cast a cantrip, or move up to half their turn on your turn as a reaction. It doesn't say if I decide or if they decide.
Okay. So yeah, Victor, you can do any of those things if you spend your reaction on this turn.
No, I've just been my reaction for it.
Yep.
I'm gonna regret this, but okay. So is it possible to sort of like wrench the fire dagger and cut this thing's head off?
I mean, it's like solid wood, and it's not really a hacking or cutting implement. Dagger is strictly a piercing weapon.
Okay.
It's only for stabbing.
Would I need to roll anything special to like stab it in the eyeball or through the eye hole?
Just roll to hit.
Okay. Because Victor looks like an idiot stabbing a wooden man.
To be
You're
fair, the
stabbing
man
with
doesn't
fire.
look like he's made of wood. Looks like a desiccated corpse.
That'd be a 13.
Okay, yeah, you stab the eye socket. You feel it feels like hard wood in the back of it.
Do I get a sneak attack bonus on this?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then that would be 15 points of fire damage.
That's a big number. Evie, moving or staying put?
Ricker should know we are not smart enough to figure out whatever he's got going on, and he should just make this an easy to kill monster.
I'm staying here. I won't run away.
And who's next?
I believe we're at purple, but let me, sorry. Yep, blue.
Blue.
Token.
Okay.
So they both, if they're actually creatures, they are starting in the area and will need to make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
I have a 18 and a 22.
Okay, so they can both enjoy half of 14 radiant damage.
So that's 7.
It is in my math.
All right. Well, we might be using different math. I mean, you start at 0.
This is true.
And that's just a 15-foot radius around you, yeah? So there's like nowhere in this room.
I think it's 20. Yeah, there's nowhere in this. Let me double check. It's the whole room. I mean, I know it's the
Yeah.
whole room. I didn't actually bother to look up the radius.
Victor, good news and bad news.
They're both going to attack me?
The good news is this one's leaving your threat range.
Can I opportunity attack?
No, because the bad news is you've already used your reaction.
Oh, it's a 15 foot, and their speed is halved within that area.
It was only making one step. We're going to go for Ekon over here. Ekon, I have a 20 to hit.
Oh, well, if they can be blinded. Oh, wait, I have to see the target to do that, so yeah.
Oh, I was rolling at advantage then. You are blind. Okay, that's even worse roll. We'll just disregard that. Ekon, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 18.
Let's say 11.
11. So 9 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing slams into you. The rest of you watch as the thing doesn't move any of its joints at all. The whole structure of this desiccated man lifts off the ground by about an inch, tilts to the side, and then rams full force into Ekon. And you now take a whole bunch of damage.
Made the save for that on the concentration.
That is 27 points of necrotic damage. As Edmont, you hear this clear as day next to you. The sound of inhalation, this from the creature, as its mouth hanging agape. And something leaves Ekon's form after the thing slams into it and enters into this thing's mouth. And you see a spark ignite in its empty eye sockets. Now we're going to do the same thing to Orson.
And barely make that concentration save.
So Spirit Guardians is still up?
Yeah.
I have a 10 to hit Orson.
No.
As this one slams forward in the same way, but Orson sidesteps and gets his spear up in time. You hear that same inhalation sound. But doesn't seem to have any effect on him.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a wasted 18 on a roll. I'm probably going to need that later.
And who's next?
Let's see. That was blue, so now we have Ekon.
Oh, also, I'm sorry. The one that just attacked you, Ekon? The fire upon it was snuffed out as it inhaled.
Okay.
All right, so we're back to the top with Ekon?
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to need that one to make me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw against Word of Radiance.
I have a 9.
Okay. So that is, what, 2d6? Yep. So that's 11 radiant damage.
Okay.
This action, boy, without being able to see. Sorry, I have to look at which of my spells require me to see the target right now. Which means I actually have to read the stupid long description.
That was a bonus action, like, cantrip?
No, that was a standard action, but I have some bonus action spells I want to check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's upcast a spiritual weapon. That does not require sight.
Doesn't use concentration either?
Nope. No. That's why it's ridiculous.
It's
broken.
Great spell.
Hammer of Air will take a swing at this guy. Now, this will be at disadvantage because I can't see, so my spell attack is at disadvantage. It's an 11, and I believe that's +7, but let me double check. Yep. Yep. So, that'll hit an armor class of 18.
That'll hit.
2d8 plus 4... 12 force damage.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
And who's next?
We have purple next.
Ekon, at the end of your turn, you can repeat that that wisdom saving throw. I'm sorry.
The DC 20 was Constitution
saving throw, yes.
Nope. It's an 8.
Victor, I need you to make me a DC 20 Constitution saving throw.
You're funny. That would be a 6.
A 6. And the fighting around you goes dim and dark, and you are blinded. That was purple. Who's next?
For purple, we've got Edmont, followed by Genie on deck.
Edmont, this guy is drinking your brother.
Yeah, no, this guy's about to get his shit kicked in. Edmont swings and misses because I'm assuming an 8 doesn't hit.
8 does not hit.
Flurry of blows,
Okay.
also an 8. Fuck. That's a 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
That was burning my bonus action. So yeah, no, I'm done.
Done. Who's next?
Genie, right? Yeah.
Genie with Orson on deck.
The guy that's drinking my cousin. I am going to Firebolt. Does a 25 hit?
Sure will.
Okay. Okay. Please enjoy 14 fire damage.
Okay.
And it does ignite.
Firebolt doesn't ignite creatures.
Firebolt ignites... Oh, yeah. Well, it ignites objects.
Objects
yeah,
that are being
right.
worn or carried. This guy's not being worn or carried.
Right. You're right. You're right.
Genie, moving or staying put?
My turret is going to move over... Well, I need a DC 15 dexterity saving throw from this guy.
Ooh, that's a 6. I'm sorry, 5.
And also, like anything, and like kind of... Because this is kind of like the cone I'm doing.
Kind of rude to burn a man's chair while he's sitting in it.
So yeah, the chair too. Sorry.
Unless the chair is a mimic, then it's totally okay.
Right. So I need to roll 2d8 and...
At this point, Brickroad, if it's
4.
a mimic, you have to tell us it's a mimic.
Is that like if you're a cop, you have to tell me?
Yeah, exactly.
How much damage?
4 points that you can cut in half if you pass.
I didn't pass. I very not passed.
Yeah, so 4 points of damage.
Let's apply it to the correct monster here, though. That might be my most common mistake that I make, is applying damage to the wrong monsters in combat. And then monsters die prematurely or stay alive too long. But so far, nobody's noticed, so okay. And you and your turret are staying put?
Yeah.
All right, who's next?
All right, we've got Orson with white token on deck.
Orson,
Hitting the king doesn't seem to work, but hitting the minions might.
the blue guy, yeah, is spear attack 1. 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right. That is 8 points magical piercing damage.
Okay.
Spear attack 2. 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
All right. For 6 points magical piercing damage.
Okay.
And the butt. 29 to hit.
29 does hit.
I hope so.
Was that a 19?
Oh, he crit. That's a crit. Yeah, he
Yep.
crits on the 19. Yeah. You are correct.
Are you going to double butt?
So
my
that's
monster?
2 plus 5.
That's why it has 2 T's.
It's 10. 10 points of magical bludgeoning damage. Thank you.
That's a good roll.
I will never forget. I will never, ever, ever, ever remember that. So, good looking out, Saul.
So yeah, Orson going at this thing with the spear, like I said, it's just like attacking wood, but the thing is reacting. It's moving in accordance to being attacked, but the whole of the creature moves all at once. Doesn't seem to have any articulation in its joints or its neck or its appendages at all. Almost looks like a static training dummy.
Mm-hmm. Is the chair actually burning?
The chair and their clothes are burning, but are not being consumed.
Okay.
Got the white token followed by Trieste.
All right, let's see if I can white token a little better this round. No, I cannot. So it is Trieste's turn.
Trieste is going to shoot the one that's drinking.
Okay. I'm going to give it half cover because there's like half of a pillar in between her and him, and Ekon is standing there as well. So I'm going to give it an AC bonus.
Okay. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
Okay. That is 10 points of... No, 11 points So that would have been a 20 to hit. 20 to hit plus. That is
You're throwing
11
numbers
points
at
of
me now.
damage. 11 points of damage.
Got it. And is she moving or staying put?
Just is the tunnel collapsed?
Yeah, looking back around the corner, it's just solid earth.
Okay.
Got Victor with Evie on deck.
Victor, you are blind.
Which means I have disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Evie gave me advantage.
No, I didn't.
I thought you did. I thought that was your action.
On your
Oh, you're
previous
right.
attack,
You're right. I did.
he used
I did.
it. He used his reaction
you-
to attack the guy.
Yeah.
No, so that counted. The advantage counted for the action. Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's sad.
I mean, you still wouldn't get your sneak attack.
Sorry about the sirens, everyone.
Can't
I
hear
don't hear
them.
anything.
I don't hear any sirens.
Why do you have
Okay,
to be
good.
committing so many crimes?
Listen, it's really cute because my dog does little howls at the sirens, and it's really cute.
Oh man.
You know what they say, Brook Road? Be gay, do crimes.
I tried, but I'm not gay enough. Victor, you're blind. Are you gonna stab my guy?
I am going to try and stab your guy.
Purple or blue?
Well, I would ask if it looks like anything's happened to the purple, but I'm blind, so I wouldn't.
You have no idea. You can feel that he's a little bit on fire. More information than that you no longer have.
A little bit.
So I'm gonna use my bonus action to do Hunter's Mark on the purple guy.
Do you have to be able to see to do that?
That is a good question.
Blindness really messes with spellcasters quite a lot.
It mostly means you have to reread every spell.
Right.
You choose a creature you can see within range, so no, I cannot do that. Gotta check my options here. Okay, so for the action, we're going to blindly try and stab the giant friggin' tree in front of me.
Okay. So you're rolling at disadvantage.
It would be a 13.
13. You swing your dagger and you feel it hit wood, but it's not a very convincing blow.
So should I roll damage or no?
You can if you want.
That would be 4 points of fire damage.
And are you moving or staying put?
Bonus action is going to be to disengage.
Okay.
And he's going to go, quote, protect Trieste.
At the end of your turn, you can repeat that saving throw.
Okay.
Got Evie with blue token on deck.
Evie, there's now nothing in between you and the desiccated king, who still sits upon his burning throne.
Okay, well, we've had a couple of rounds of feedback that he doesn't seem to give a shit what we do to him, but the other guys do. So I'm gonna bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on this one, and then I'm gonna throw my knife at him.
Okay.
And probably not hit. That's a 13.
13 does not hit.
Okay, I guess that's the end of my turn.
All right. Who's next?
Got blue token with Ekon on deck.
Oh, blue is fun. I'm going to keep attacking Ekon up here. And you're still blind, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Ekon, I have a 19 to hit.
Yep.
So 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And I need a DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
Alright, still concentrating. Made it.
Okay. So you hear the inhalation, but I mean, after you're recoiling from the thing just crashing into you, you try to put as much of this pillar you're standing next to between you and the thing, and this time you hear the inhalation sound, but you don't feel that necrotic damage. Orson's not blinded yet, correct?
Correct.
I'm going to go ahead and make sure that Evie can't retreat.
He's a rogue.
Hmm?
I mean, she's
Yeah, but this guy doesn't know that. He's a wood zombie.
wood zombie.
Orson, I have an 11 to hit.
No.
The thing moves in and crashes sideways, but again, Orson sidesteps and avoids the inhalation entirely. Who's next?
Ekon, so I'm going to need both of them to make me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Is this from the Spirit Guardian still in the room?
No, but they should have made. Sorry, they should have made Spirit Guardian saves at the start of their turn. I forgot to say that.
What was that save?
Wisdom 15.
Both of those passed.
So they take half of 20 radiant damage.
On a pass, they take 10 damage?
I rolled this. Yeah, I mean, this is an almost perfect damage roll.
That's a cheating spell. I'm going to have to look at that one and house rule it away. And then you want Constitution saving throws?
Yes.
Those are enormous fails. I have
All right, so they're going to both take
a 5 and a 9.
So the entire room is illuminated as if daylight, any magical darkness is dispelled, and they both take 19 radiant damage from my channel divinity.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I will again make a blind attack with my hammer. Hammer air.
You know, I toned this monster down a little bit because it's a really high CR monster at the very end of a dungeon that's already sapped a lot of resources. Now I'm regretting toning them down. I think you guys should just fought the real big monster.
That hits armor class 15 on the one next to me.
15 is not going to hit. So the hammer of air strikes the side of the wall.
Let's see, that is the end of my turn. Now it's purple.
So to be clear,
I get a saving throw.
Ekon caused that bright flash of radiance that dealt all that damage, and then air guided the hammer and just hit the wall.
Yes.
Air is definitely the butt monkey in this relationship.
Failed the save against removing blindness if I can make one again. Sorry, you didn't actually say I could.
Yeah,
Okay.
at the end of each turn, you can make that.
Yeah.
Oh, second make.
I wasn't sure if it's fail 3 times and you're permanently blind or something. So we got purple with Edmont up.
Victor, did you not repeat that save at the end of your turn?
I did not. Let me do that.
I thought you did.
Probably not gonna pass.
I mean, if it's a 20 save, I got a 19.
Purple's next now.
Purple is now. We've got Edmont on deck.
Let's have Orson make that DC 20 Constitution saving throw.
All right. That's a big old fail.
Orson is blind. The light just dims. And those of you looking at your companions, I mean, their eyes just go milky and faded. And who's after purple?
Edmont with Genie on deck.
Edmont, fix it.
Listen, you need to stop really hitting my brother. I know I keep doing terrible things to you, terribly trying to hit you. Just please, you would just do us all a real favor if you were just to lie down and stop trying to drink my brother. So,
but he's so tasty.
Go ahead and crack him upside the head. That's a 15 to hit.
He's like an 8th hour milkshake. 15 does not hit.
God, can I please roll better than a fucking 9? Okay, that's better than a 9. That's a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
That was on an extra attack. 7 points bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Key point, flurry of blows. Does an 18 hit?
18 does hit.
5 points bludgeoning damage. Constitution saving throw, please.
I have a 19.
Gonna pass. I'll do it again. On my flurry of blows. 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
6 points bludgeoning damage, and make me that saving throw one more time.
That's a 23.
That's also a pass. Okay.
And moving or staying put?
I am good right where I'm at.
All right, you continue to punch the wooden man. Who's next?
Genie's next.
Genie?
All right. I am going to There's not a real good way to attack them with my turret
There's a really good way. What are you talking about?
without burning everybody else alive.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't specify.
So I'm going to use another spell slot. I've only got one left. And I'm going to despawn, and that's exactly what I'm calling it. I'm going to despawn the flamethrower turret and another protector turret.
I mean, those are really good uses of your spell slots.
And it's going to climb up on Evie's shoulder, and it's going to pulse. If you have less than 6 temp hit points, you have 6 temp hit points. Which I think is all of us.
So your flame
After that
turret
explosion,
disappears in a
yeah,
puff of
probably.
logic. Is that it for Jeannie?
Yeah, that's the end of Jeannie's turn.
All right, who's next?
How many temp HP was that?
6.
Thank you.
Orson
After
is
Genie,
next.
we've got Orson with white token on deck.
Orson is blind.
Orson is going to blindly attack this blue token. All right. That's a natural 1.
Mm-mm.
That is a 16.
16 will not hit.
Well, we're homing in on their AC. And the butt is an 18.
18 will hit.
All right. For 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah, Orson swings wildly with his spear and only connects on the 3rd strike, and then he moving or staying put.
He's going to stay right there.
Now at the end of his turn, he can repeat that saving throw.
All right. Big numbers, no whammies. Oh.
We've got white token with Trieste on deck.
Can white token finally do something? It cannot. It is Trieste's turn. That's the 3rd time in a row white has failed me.
That one.
Okay.
That's gonna be a miss. That's a 3 on die.
Nope, not gonna hit.
All right.
Got Victor with Evie on deck.
Victor, you're also still blind.
I am.
But you know what? If I had a 2nd level spell slot left, I would cast lesser restoration on somebody.
Here's
It's
a
okay.
question.
I just have to roll a 19 or 20.
Can you use psionic dye to improve your save?
No.
Not yet. Like level 9, I can. I think.
So what's Victor doing?
So if Victor uses steady aim, that will cancel out the disadvantage, right? I still won't get a sneak attack, but it will let me just roll 1 die.
Yeah, provided you're allowed to use your psychic knives at range against a target you can't see.
Yeah.
They're just a weapon.
Yeah.
All right. So bonus action is going to be a steady aim, and then we are going to attack.
Very good.
We're going to try and throw one at the blue one in front.
Okay.
That would only be an 11.
11 does not hit.
Okay, and I guess we'll see if we can roll a 19 or 20 for the save.
Let's see.
Talk about blind.
That would be a 3. That's no.
Still blind.
Talk about blind messing up casters. Really messes up rogues.
It's not really good for anybody.
Got Evie with blue token on deck.
Evie, you are not blind yet.
I am not. My owl is going to move here and give me advantage to hit this blue one.
Okay.
So let's see if I can hit it. I got a 22.
22 will hit.
All right. He is going to take. Come back here.
That's a pretty good roll.
25 points of magical piercing damage.
And the boots, the cloak, the tunic, and the hat, the gloves as well that the creature is wearing, fall to the ground in a soft pile. And the man is now nowhere to be seen.
Let's see. Bonus action. Edmont can still see, right?
Yep.
For the
I will
time
give
being.
you. I will give you advantage. Can I give them advantage to make their saving throw?
Nope.
What class
Okay.
feature are you
That's
using?
just a help action.
Okay. I will give advantage to Edmont to hit this one.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Blue token with Ekon on deck.
Let's continue slamming into Ekon.
You have to.
I have a 16 to hit Ekon.
Nope, 17.
All right, that was even with the advantage. As the thing slams forth, but you're getting a good feel for where this pillar is behind you, and you're trying to encircle it. You hear the thing impact the pillar instead of you. And then what happens?
Well, it started its turn for one thing, right?
Yes, it did.
We got a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw, please.
That's a fail.
8 radiant damage, worse than the previous pass.
I'll say. Okay.
So let's see. As a bonus action, the Hammer of Air will grope the air around this thing and maybe try and hit it.
We'll see.
Gross.
No. And then for my action, I'm going to need a DC 15 Constitution saving throw from Ward of Radiance.
Oh, 13.
Go ahead and take another 6 radiant damage.
Very good.
That's the end of Ekon's turn. Now we've got purple with Edmont on deck.
Edmont, I need you to make a
Oh,
Constitution
I gotta save.
saving throw, DC 20.
Oh, there goes the advantage that Genie just gave me. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, 20 on the nose.
You feel the light in the room fading around you. You clench your eyes shut tightly for a few moments. When you open them again, against whatever magical effect was brimming in front of your eyes, you see spots. Your eyes are filled with tears, but you're not blind. Even though your icon clearly shows you wearing the sunglasses.
Listen, this is Final Fantasy VI blind, where the sunglasses don't do anything.
Maybe the sunglasses were the factor that put you over the top.
Got Edmont with Genie on deck.
Edmont, you're not blind.
Look,
And you have advantage.
crap out of this guy. That's a 17 to hit.
17 does not hit.
Even with advantage?
Roll 2 dice.
Okay.
I mean,
Key
that's
point, flurry of blows.
17's a pretty good roll. These guys just have
Yeah,
They're made of wood.
Yes,
They don't have vital organs.
you guys have stupid ass AC.
You just have stupid ass rolls. Like all of us.
That makes me feel so much better. that was a wasted key point because that's 15. Because a 15 doesn't hit, and neither would a 12. Then.
Nope, neither of those hit. Their AC is one of the things about the monster that I didn't nerf.
So there's a class feature in Tasha's. It's called Key Fuel Attack. I'll use my bonus action for flurry. My B, never mind.
Action economy
Yep, I'm
rears its
done.
ugly head again.
I hate it.
Who's
I
next?
hate action
We've got
economy.
Genie with Orson on deck.
Genie, can you be the guy?
Genie is a woman,
Oh,
but she is
Hopefully
going
can still
to
be the guy.
That's misogynist.
Genie, can you be the female guy?
Well, Firebolt on that guy. That's not going to hit. That's a 6 on die plus
Nope.
7. And then the pulse. If you have less than 10, you have 10. That's my turn.
Okay.
Just healing everybody slowly.
Okay, we've got
Appreciate
Orson
it.
with white token on die.
Orson is blind, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Is Orson the guy?
I don't know. Let's see. First spear. That is a 23 to hit.
Now, with disadvantage, yeah, that'll hit.
Yep. He's got plus 10 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's 8 damage.
Very good.
Second attack is a 22
Also hits.
for 10. And the butt is a 15.
15 will not hit.
So 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
And is Orson staying put there?
Yep, that's enough for public school.
He can repeat his save against being blind.
Big numbers, no whammies. No.
Okay, who's next?
Got white token.
If I go through this whole combat and this white doesn't do anything, it does not. It's Trieste's turn again.
Sorry, Rick Road.
So
I
upset.
feel bad. I feel bad.
This encounter is way too easy, and I'm just seething.
That is a 18 to hit. This blue one.
That does hit. Is Trieste the guy?
I don't know. Let's find out. She needs a D10. That's 5 points of damage. Oh, excuse me, 6.
Trieste levels her gun, fires at the creature, and its clothing falls to the floor in a heap with the hat on top. And the creature is nowhere to be seen.
Did you get it?
And then you hear the voice in your head one last time. And it simply says, "How amusing." And then the room falls silent.
Are we still on initiative?
No.
There's something in here.
Can I make my save?
Yeah, over the course of the next minute or so, which I'm assuming you guys are all spending just trying to hack at the king continuously.
Trying to chop its head off.
Over the course of the next few moments, yeah, your eyesight comes back.
I mean, I can ask you for a whole bunch of saves against the 10 minutes of my spell.
I mean, we could just assume that Victor's up there sawing at its neck with his dagger, and Air's hammer is clonking down, and the king, if it gives notice. Yeah, I was supposed to spawn a 1d4 minus 1 of these little earthen creatures with the poison damage, and I rolled a 1 every single time. So I spawned 0.
In the chat.
That's what you get for giving us a DC-20 blindness save.
F's in the chat for Rick Road's stupid failed ads.
The good news is you guys are still buried down here.
So is this just our tomb now?
I will not allow anyone else to dictate to me whether I am dead or not.
Someone try to push over the chair. Like, just knock it up. Lift up. Like, Jeannie starts, like, lifting up the...
I mean, I'll cast guidance on Eugenia if she wants to, like, investigate the chair.
Yeah, I'll investigate the chair.
The chair looks like it's only sitting on the soil. It doesn't look affixed to the ground. You don't see any roots or vines. Despite Victor's theory, there are no roots or vines leading up into the butt area of the cushion. However, when you attempt to move the chair, it doesn't move. There doesn't seem to be any good reason why it's not. It's just a chair sitting in loose soil. But
is it still on fire?
for the next minute or so, the fire eventually peters out on both the king and the chair, both of which continue to look undamaged.
I'll poke at the piles of clothing that fell on the ground.
Yeah, they're piles of clothing. Very nice clothing. Rich royal colors, heavy cloak, good boots, tunic, breeches, and
If they're nice clothes, I guess we'll take them.
Slightly charred.
No. Not charred at all.
Are they magical?
Yeah, are they magical
Not
at
anymore.
all?
Oh. Okay.
What if we try to set them on fire now?
I mean,
Orson.
the king and the chair are definitely radiating magic, but the creature's clothing is not anymore.
Orson, I need you, or Edmont if he wants to help too. First of all, how's everybody doing health-wise?
I didn't take any damage.
I'm fantastic.
Surprisingly okay.
I took 40-something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these guys were supposed to get 3 attacks, 3 slam attacks, plus their consume energy every round. I nerfed them so they could only do 1 slam attack, and they only got consume energy if the slam attack connected. Because I thought there were going to be a bunch of little poison bastards in the same room, and it would be really claustrophobic, and Victor would waste his 1 super attack on the king, which he did. Thank you.
Wait, no, I had temp HP. I took 60-something.
Also,
you had
whenever
12
they
temp.
deal necrotic damage, they regain hit points. So that 1 was healing in the first round. But then it all went pear-shaped.
Okay, so there's magic coming off the throne of the king. So let's maybe investigate that.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, dig. Orson?
So is the king attached to the chair?
He's sitting upon it.
Can we pull him off?
You try, but he doesn't go anywhere.
Can I use my crowbar to try harder?
You can try as hard as you want. How much exhaustion would you like to incur?
Go ahead.
If I, like, speak Ferneskin in my mind, do I hear anything? Like, is this guy still talking to us all, or?
No, from this point on, nothing you do elicits a response from the king. He declared you to be amusing, and then he fell silent.
So Victor does have a shovel, which he will get out.
Give it to Orson.
He will give it to Orson to start digging around the chair.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Orson's gonna dig around the chair's feet.
And after an inch or so of loose soil, you start hitting harder packed soil, and then eventually tree roots are thick in some areas, or stone is poking through others. So you don't have carte blanche to dig infinitely in any direction you want. And unfortunately, there's not enough give around the legs of the chair to get it to fall over.
The chair's still magical?
So. Oh, yeah.
What I'm trying to do is, like, so the chair is just, like, hovering in space?
No, it's resting in loose soil, and you dig the loose soil from around where it's sitting and find that it's resting on this bed an inch or so down of hard woods, or hard roots, stone, and packed earth.
Okay. All right.
What if we start to tear at the fabric of the chair?
You find your knife won't cut the fabric. The chair is frustratingly unmarred.
What about these little walls or corridors? Does there seem to be any way out aside from the fallen earth at the entrance?
Examining through the various alcoves and things, when you go in, you find soil, and some of them do have human remains here and there. Some of them have tree roots poking through. And there are quite a lot of them. These are where my little bastards would have been spawning from through the whole encounter if I hadn't kept rolling ones.
I'm sorry, Rickroad.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not at all.
No, I do feel bad. I do feel bad. I've had, as a DM, I've had encounters go pear-shaped.
Yeah, but we were rolling bad too, so...
Would they have survived a round out of the walls?
I mean, they had 6 hit points, but...
Yeah, so no.
Yeah, they would have immediately died.
Well, to be fair, it seems like we're about to die too. We need to, I guess, start clearing this passage. It's the only way we know we can go.
Yeah.
Like, the king wasn't actually this guy on the throne. He was the tree itself.
Yeah, obviously. So Victor is going to investigate the chair for any weird buttons or knobs or anything that might give some indication of specialness.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Can I aid him in that?
No, but I'll let you make...
I rolled that.
Go ahead and aid. You can aid him in that. That's fine.
I got a 26.
Okay, well...
Yeah, going over the chair, doesn't seem to be any hidden compartments, buttons, or mechanisms, which kind of makes sense, because if you were thinking the oldest tree spirit in the world probably doesn't truck with mechanisms or metals of any kind. In fact, the chair itself, the parts that aren't cushioned, seem to be made of like very high-quality mahogany wood.
And it's not actually connected to the tree roots in the ground that's resting on. It's an actual chair.
Just sitting there. And your efforts to try to tip it over or move it should work, but don't.
And there's no obvious indication of the source of magic. Aside from the fact that it's the chair.
I mean, you're inside of a giant magical tree. Evie.
Yes?
You and Ekon. The tunnels behind you are collapsed, filled with soil. Digging through the soil... Well, first of all, you can't dig more than a few inches in any directions. The black walls are solid. You're not going to be able to go straight through them. But removing the amount of soil that's collapsed in the cave is going to take a very long time and be very exhausting work. And your safety is not even remotely assured as far as you can tell.
I mean, does anyone else have another idea besides that?
I shoot a firebolt at the chair.
Okay, that happens.
Do I get any of that gas smell from these tunnels again?
Not from the area. Actually, when you go that far into the tunnel to where it's collapsed, yeah, you could smell it starting to seep back into the room. You probably have a couple minutes of safety after lighting a fire where you can safely light a second one before the room fills back up.
We could send the turret into that area and have it detonate the gas and maybe blow open some of these tunnels.
That's not necessarily going to help. That might just collapse them further.
When Victor detonated fire in the tunnel while he was in there, it collapsed on top of him. It didn't clear anything away.
Yeah.
Victor is going to do something that's possibly stupid.
Are you still playing with this chair, Victor?
Victor's going to sit in the chair on the dude's lap if he needs to.
So you're going to climb up onto the king's lap?
Yes.
Okay, this feels very strange. It's very uncomfortable for one thing.
Is the oh god, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Does the king have a Woody?
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
Treble, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I am.
What's next?
He's made of wood.
So there's just no chance of us, like, say, punching through and digging through, say, this thin in the.
I mean, you spend a few minutes trying it out. I mean, I think Victor said Victor doesn't. He has got a shovel, but he's in here playing with the chair.
Yeah.
But like taking your weapons to it or like a crowbar, like you can move some of the loose soil from the wall itself, but after a few inches, you start hitting hard tree roots.
Okay.
Everybody give yourself 12 temporary hit points since we're probably going to be here down here a while. And yeah.
You guys live here now. The rest of the campaign is just this room.
There's no more turrets.
So if when Victor does his knife, he doesn't actually like turn into fire or acid. It just kind of inflicts that damage.
I mean, it might take on some visual inflection at your discretion, but no, it doesn't. Your fire damage won't ignite something. Your acid damage won't corrode anything.
Okay. So if Victor will stab the tree roots that are exposed around the chair.
Victor's taking his aggression out on tree roots now.
Yes.
I told you earlier we are not smart enough for this. Why do you keep doing this to us? I'm not smart enough for this.
I mean, what if we dig up?
Edmont starts pacing the perimeter of the room.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Some kind of gap.
Same thing up. I mean, probably have Orson probing with his spear. He knocks chunks of loose soil aside, but eventually he starts hitting hard roots.
Victor grabs the rug and yanks it aside.
It just reveals the soil underneath.
Damn, no trapdoors.
If there was, it would be going down. That's not the direction you want to go anyway.
Evie looks a little frustrated. If she was more adept at the house magic, she could command the stone to simply move aside.
Okay.
Are there any secret doors, I guess? After Victor gets done yelling and screaming at the stupid tree roots.
Just the soil underneath the rug. Which, by the way, there are fascinating YouTube videos of people cleaning dirty rugs, and I highly recommend them.
Oh, well, I'm just going to start burning roots, I guess. We're going to die. I'm going to inflict maximum damage on this.
Okay, so for Find Familiar, I can dismiss my familiar as an action.
Okay.
And then after that, I can summon it within 30 feet. Can I summon it on the other side of this wall?
As long as it doesn't say that you have to be able to see the spot, and as long as you're familiar with
nothing
the
in the
spot.
spell description. Let me just double check. As an action, while it is dismissed, you can cause it to reappear in any occupied space within 30 feet of it. So yeah, I'll have Lux Bamfin over here and inspect the tunnel from this side and see.
And it looks like the entirety
what
of the squeeze tunnel is completely collapsed with soil. It's loose soil. You might be able to remove it, but it's going to be exhausting work over a period of time.
Okay.
Well,
That's
the only option I see at the moment.
Yeah.
If we start picking away at this wall here, is it possible?
I've already asked that question.
No.
So I guess we work in shifts?
Yeah.
We can always ask if the dude's offer still stands.
So all 7 of you
I'm not taking an offer.
incur 1 level of exhaustion.
Sure.
And make a Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
Hey, I passed.
Hey, I passed.
Pass.
Orson failed.
Orson failed.
I'm going to
I
use my
passed.
educator response is to make that an intelligence save.
Fair.
And I passed because I got a 15.
So if you pass, nothing happens. If you fail, Trieste needs to make the roll too.
Trieste failed.
Oh, should we giving her a shift?
If she doesn't want to die down here.
I mean, if you start working, and like she will insist on taking one.
She killed the monster. She's one of
on
us.
the adventure. So Trieste and Orson incur 2 levels of exhaustion. By the time the tunnels are cleared, because I mean, you guys have a lot of false starts in random directions. You remove a lot of soil from areas where the walls behind are just too hard, and eventually you've uncovered enough of the dead ends that you've made your way safely back to this space. But it was long and exhausting work.
What's the penalty for level 1 exhaustion?
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay.
Great. We're out of the tunnels. How do we get up?
Yeah, you get out of the tunnel and you get back to the shaft.
I mean,
the dark shaft.
There's
above
still this passage that we haven't taken a look at yet.
There is.
I mean, after all of that, Ekon is going to suggest we just bunker down here as well as we can and take a short rest. He is completely tapped.
I mean, we're not going to be able to climb out of here with disadvantages on ability checks. That's just not
I'm
going to
just
happen.
saying a short rest just for like hit dice because like we just spent
Well,
however
you know,
long digging our way out, another hours. And
Fair enough.
I don't have
I'm
any
just
hit
going to head
dice.
back to where we started, and Ekon is going to kind of collapse into the corner.
So you guys are going to try to take a
Is
short rest in
more-
this corner?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
Well, wait. Before we say that, before we commit to that, remember we still got the stupid gremlins running around in here.
I'm sure they could have attacked us in there too. Someone had managed to roll better than a 1.
Wow. We know who they're attacking first if they spawn.
Everybody take a short rest except Destil because that was low blow.
Yep,
Go
that
take
seems fair.
Go ahead and take the advantage of the short rest. I have to step away for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Sure.
68. I've used 4 of them. Let's just roll the other 5 because
I just realized, McDohl, that this is the second game. This is the third campaign in a row that you've played a character. No, Razu was not short rest. Everything back on a short rest. But this is the second campaign in a row you played a character gets all their shit back on a short rest. And I gotta say, slightly jelly.
Listen. Key points are great and all, but yeah. Oh, speaking in key points, let me look in this other class feature that I have here.
I get
I'm
most
going
of my stuff back on a short rest.
I can.
Burn all your
I'm
extra key
I'm
points.
about to use my extra key points to. Oh no! I only had 2, so I only got 2 hit points back, but that's fine.
you could also cast Dark Vision before you take a short rest. It lasts 8 hours.
You're right. Good. In fact, I will do that instead of spending my last 2 key points on that. I'm down 4 hit points for maximum, so whatevs.
The key points on short rest is one of the reasons why the Way of Mercy is so good. Because they just burn all of their keys. It's like, oh, we're going to take a short rest. Let me burn all of these remaining key points and just heal everybody.
My apologies. We have a futon in our office area. It usually just has stuff piled on it. But we had company a few weeks ago, so we put all the stuff, we found other places for it, pulled it out into a bed. Well, Edgar can get up onto the futon, but he's too dumb to know he can jump down. So he just
Was he
gets
stuck? Was he
stuck on his
trapped?
with a
Was he
1 foot
trapped?
drop. Yeah, he was just trapped and barking, and I had to go remove him from the futon.
Poor boy. I feel so bad for him.
You don't know Edgar.
Senility is a rough thing.
Yeah, our dog's getting there. With the senility.
He could jump off the couch and just fine, no problem, but
So I'm spending 2 key points before we start the long rest to cast darkness on myself.
short rest.
Or dark
I'm not
vision,
gonna
rather.
allow you to have a long rest down here. You can take a short
Long
rest.
rest. Yeah, I'm taking a short rest. I'm
Okay.
gonna spend 2 key points to put up dark vision on myself, and then so I come out of the long rest with short rest with dark vision.
Fair enough.
And then once we're all ready, I'm going to peer down this passage.
Lost my lens of truth. Yeah, I can give you this passage here. Going down into this passage, you can feel the moisture under your boots as you enter the squeeze tunnel. And the further you go south, the muddier and murkier it feels.
Oh, goody. More squeeze tunnels.
I'll dismiss the light cantrip on your spear and put it back on my shield.
Why don't we send a familiar down there? Check it out first.
Yeah.
Owl.
Sending the familiar through, it hooks back up with what is functionally the swamp room of the tree dungeon.
Yeah, we never checked that room. It looks like there's a pile of something.
I would like to know, since we took out those monsters, will the purple stuff still activate little guys to attack us?
I guess we'll have to find out.
I'm going to take the me and my bulky armor are going to take the non-squeezy way
Yeah,
around.
let's go non-squeezy.
That's probably a good idea.